Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. SuperVin47 here with another Super Vlog. The game you're watching in the background is Poker Night at the Inventory by Telltale Games. So, welcome to another vlog, guys. I actually haven't, being perfectly honest with you, I actually haven't recorded shit in over a lie. I recorded some more co-op gameplay with Aaron on Friday night, I think. But aside from that, I actually haven't recorded anything at all. So, yeah, sorry if I'm, a little bit rusty with the whole solo recording thing. Gonna sip some water here for a second. Okay, guys. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is channel updates. What do I want to say? Age of Wushu might be making a slight comeback, maybe. First thing I'm gonna do though is I'm going to finish up the Witch's House. I'm going to try to burn through the rest of uploading Dead Space 3, the rest of the Hearthstone stuff, and any other backups as needed. I want to make a slight addendum, or not addendum, amendment to my channel trailer. The indie preview reviews will be as they appear. Like, it won't be a constant thing, it'll just be as I get the games. Because right now, I don't have a steady flow of indie games coming in, so that's gonna be a thing. Aside from that, yeah. It'll just be continuing as always. I do have another walkthrough, as I said before. I did do another co-op playthrough with Aaron, which I'm in the middle of, editing right now. Aside from that, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Sorry if I sound a little bit off today. I've been exhausted for ungodly reasons for the past couple days. Anyway, more importantly, I'm getting off track, off beat, off hand, strong-armed away from the major topic of this episode, which is accepting and receiving critiques. So, ladies and gentlemen, critiquing is not a bad thing. Alright. I recently read this article from... Oh, God. I'm so sorry, dude. I forgot your name. Thankfully, Twitter. And you and I had a long conversation. Peter Christensen! Props to Peter Christensen, wraithcal at wraithcal.info. He is I want to say gaming journalist, or at the very least a gaming blogger. So I recently read an article about him, about taking criticism and how to take criticism, because honestly I think there's a lot of things going on there behind the scenes. Here we go. Indie Post, stop pretending bad reviews don't exist. Alright. This goes out to not only game devs, but any creators out there, period. That means you, YouTubers. Okay, so, what I want to say here is, criticism is not a bad thing. Negative criticism is not a bad thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna tell you a short story. I spent like all afternoon thinking it up, so hopefully it comes across. Hunter walks into a town. His knife's broken. As soon as he enters town, he sees two blacksmiths. One on the left side of the street, and one on the right side of the street. They're right across from each other. They're facing each other. Man walks into the left one. He says, "My knife's broken. Can you make me a new one?" Blacksmith says to him, "Yes, my knives are the best knives in town." He says, okay, great, I'll come back later to grab it. As he's leaving Blacksmith A, he notices a crowd of people outside Blacksmith B. He walks back into Blacksmith A, saying, yo dude, what's going on with the crowd outside Blacksmith B? He got some issues going on? Blacksmith A says, oh yeah, the crowd outside is out there to complain about Blacksmith B because he makes crappy knives, whereas my knives are the best. Hunter says, okay. Leaves for the day, goes out, does his own hunting. Comes back later that day. Blacksmith A hands him his knife. Knife can't cut with shit. So the hunter's like, yo bro, the fuck, man? You gave me a shitty ass knife. And Blacksmith A says, no, I gave you the best knife that I've ever made. It has cut through everything I've made it cut through. Hunter smells bullshit. He says, you know what? Let me see you how to make a knife. So Blacksmith A pulls out, block of iron, heats it up, hammers it down, takes it to the cutting stone, and he cuts through the cutting stone. Cutting stone's actually made out of clay. Ha 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 ha! That's the moral of the story, folks. Cutting stone is made out of clay. Basically, for you kids out there who haven't been following along, a good critique, positive or negative, is basically like a whetstone for your product. It makes it sharper, it makes it harder, it makes it better. If you truly care about what you're making, you want it to be the best that it can be. And the only way it can be, whatever you're making, could be a YouTube channel, could be a game, it could be an article, it could be freaking men's cologne. You need to put it out there so that it can be challenged. You need to put it out there to be tested. Alright? It needs to be put under pressure. It needs to be, it needs to lose part of itself in order to better define itself. It needs to take losses, wins, victories, anything of that sort. Alright? Now, obviously, the huge crowd of people outside of Blacksmith B is not actually there to complain about it. That's just Blacksmith A tooting his own horn. So, criticism is not, I'm gonna say this again. Last time I'll say this, I swear. Criticism's not a bad thing. Negative reviews especially are actually more helpful than positive reviews. In my opinion anyway. Let me give you some examples. Alright? A good positive review. Hey, I really like this particular mechanic. Could you do more of it? Or could you do it in a different style? That's great. It shows you what the crowd wants. It shows you how to do it. A bad positive review. Hey, this game is great. I love this studio. Keep it up, guys. It's a nice sentiment, but it doesn't tell you shit. Alright? A bad negative review. This game sucks. You suck. Your whole company sucks. Especially because someone else told me to tell you that you suck. See? That does nothing. A good negative review. This game is utterly broken and won't even work on my machine. Or, this mechanic is bugged all the shit and keeps getting me killed. See, that's a good negative review. Cause that tells you what exactly is wrong with your game. So you can go back and fix it. Now, I'm going to touch on the Gary's incident day one thingy just once. All the reviews that they got for their game were, well, I don't want to say all of them, but the major ones, like from Total Biscuit and I think the guys like Chris Priestman over at one of the indie reviewer blog sites gave it negative reviews, but they were constructive negative reviews. They were good negative reviews. They said, hey, your game is utterly broken. Well, guess what? It is utterly broken. Fix it. For God's sake, fix it. Don't just, stick your head in a hole. You want to know why there was no one at Blacksmith A's? Because he's an asshole that shot down Critique.
Sounds like a charity thing.
You know?
Then why, pray tell, throughout
So,
the entire vicious pummeling, did Artie insist he needed 10
you need to not be overprotective about your product or your content or whatever it is. If you're not willing to be your own worst critic, you have to accept the critique of others at the very least. Me personally, I'm my own worst critic. I think all of my previous crap, well, there, I just said it, right? All my previous crap. All my previous content is garbage compared to what I'm working on right now. And so it shall be forever and ever, amen. Because I accept the role of being my own worst critic. I accept the role of saying, like, okay, this was garbage. How can I do it better? And that's how I improve, and that's how my content improves. I mean, if you look at my earlier stuff, like hell, just look at my stuff from half a year ago, say. It was garbage. I didn't even know what I was talking. I didn't know what I was talking about. I still don't know what I'm talking about. Which is why I'm still willing to accept criticism and learn. First thing you should do when you're getting ready to build anything, drop that ego. Cause that is not helping anyone. It's not helping your project. It's not helping the people who work under you. Just let it go. Alright? I think that's all I want to say about Critique. Yeah. Moral of the story is, kids, if you ever want anything to get stronger, better, that Daft Punk song, Better, Faster, Stronger, you need an opposing force. You need to know your limits. And if you're not willing to self-impose those limits by taking a good, hard look at yourself, you need to let other people do it. But of course, I've mentioned before, like, hey, there's also, bad criticism as well. And I've shown you both examples. The examples I've shown you are the generic, like, oh, your game is awesome, I love it, or oh, your game sucks and you suck ass. Neither of those comments are helpful in the ways that you would think. Okay? Like, yeah, the first one is, oh, that looks positive. But when you think about it, not really. It's just saying, do more of what you're doing. Great. What am I supposed to take away from that? So, you gotta learn to take your ear filters off. Well, no. Don't listen to that. You gotta learn to accept and recognize positive criticism, constructive criticism versus destructive criticism. Alright? Even if someone's trying to tear you down, you can still respond by saying, like, hey, how is my stuff bad? Oh, looks like I'm out of time. Anyway, hope you guys learned your lesson. I'm SuperVin47. I'll see you guys later. Bye!